Hey, good morning, everybody. Chris Allen here on this last day of June. It is June 30th. Whew, that's going by fast. Tomorrow's the first day of July. Wow. Sam Channel and Red again this morning, sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. Weather Stick is in red. Yeah, that means more severe weather. As you can see, all the details are down on the crawl at the bottom of your screen. If you just want to look at that and move on, that's fine. But if you want the details, I've got them for you. Yesterday, there were, again, numerous reports of downed trees and power lines and just, uh, again, crazy weather. Yesterday afternoon turned out to be not too bad. It was the morning round, the first round of storms that brought us all the real nasty weather and at least one tornado warning, and that was here in Warren County. And we tracked that live here on the SAM channel and at SAM 100.7 for almost 3 hours worth of severe weather coverage yesterday morning. Good news is there were not very many reports, not as many as Sunday night or Monday, whatever day that was. Seems like it's been years ago when that happened. But anyway, it was just earlier this week. It's crazy. It's like all this weather keeps coming and it throws the timeline off a bit. But but it was a little scary for a few minutes yesterday, but no official reports of anything too upsetting, except some of you just got your power back on from the beginning of this week and then it went off again yesterday. I know, and it could go off again today. Here's the way things look right now. As of 5 a.m., my clock just went over the 5 a.m. exactly as I'm recording this podcast. So we're still looking at another round of severe weather still around this morning. Now, this so far has no warnings, and it's far to the east of us, as you can see. I'll get my little telestrator out here. This is all in eastern Kentucky from Lexington all the way down to um, Middlesboro and then moving into the Tri Cities area of northeastern Tennessee. So that's going that direction away from us. The nearest thunderstorms that I'm seeing this morning look to be over Adair County toward Columbia and Russell Springs and Jamestown, but all that's moving away from Bowling Green in southern Kentucky. But we're not going to be that fortunate later on. Again, everything is running up and over and around that ridge of high pressure. So today, some of that, well, I didn't mean to draw that one. That one kind of just started drawing itself. We're going to have another system come in and go more in our direction a little bit later this afternoon. In fact, I can show you off in the distance what's going to be coming our way. So here we are, Missouri, Kansas. Let's see what's out there this morning. Oh, look at that. Up in Iowa, moving into Missouri. This thunderstorm complex, even though it's hundreds of miles away, is going to go through St. Louis and it's going to come our direction later this afternoon. And in addition to that, even though we're not seeing anything right now, along this boundary and this low pressure system and this stalled frontal boundary, there will be new developing thunderstorms here that will also take the same path and force that area of thunderstorms into our area. I know it's a complicated setup, but it's one that is very summer like. We've had these sometimes meteorologists will call them derechos. I call them just a big storm complex. You know, there's all kinds of terminology you could use, but really, these thunderstorms just bubble up with the heat, the intense heat that's out there. There's plenty of moisture to work with everywhere you look. And so it doesn't take much. It can be sun energy. It could be any one of these boundaries that you see here. There's an old boundary from yesterday. Here's a stalled front. Here's another front. And they just all get all jammed up and you get boom, you get these thunderstorms. So basically that's what's happening. and it's going to keep happening. Therefore, the severe weather threat, the threat for heavy rain, we saw flooding rain yesterday, we saw large hail. That lightning was pretty incredible yesterday. I mean, that was killer lightning. If you were outdoors, that's the kind of lightning that can kill. I mean, and it hit a few places. There were reports of some house fires and things like that. Then you get the intense rainfall, damaging wind threat, and even as we saw yesterday, possible tornado threat. We're going to have all of that on the table again today, and not just today, but tomorrow and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, the 4th. The next several days, it's just going to be this over and over again. I want to call it rinse and repeat because I like that. I like that terminology, but it's like rinse and repeat makes me think of something that's um, not very threatening, but it's kind of like that with the threatening severe level risk. And here it is. Here's the severe weather risk for today. And look at that. Again, with the thunderstorms, the stalled boundary to the west of us, these things are going to form and again follow that dome of high pressure, which is down in southern Louisiana. And everything's going to go up and over that ridge and just push everything right down on us. So, pretty much the entire state of Kentucky today, because of what's going on this morning and what's coming this afternoon, slight risk level 2, severe weather threat, and everything's on the table. There's a tornado threat, 2%, but as we saw yesterday, it was at 2%, and we had at least one warning, but nothing confirmed. The wind threat is there, and the hail threat is there. So everything is right there on the table. Tomorrow, even more so, and this time, we may even be in that enhanced level 3 risk area. I know a lot's going on tomorrow. It's 4th of July weekend. Thunderfest is going on. We're just going to have to play this by ear. But again, tornado threat, wind threat. Look at that. Even more of a wind threat tomorrow. And hail threat has increased for Saturday as well. Well, let's go to Sunday. Oops. It's not. This is, I'm telling you, this just keeps coming. So the next 3 days, we are at least under a level 2 slight risk, and tomorrow maybe even a level 3 enhanced risk for severe weather. What happened yesterday is going to happen again today and tomorrow and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. So, excuse me, it's a crazy weather pattern that we're in right now, and everybody just needs to be alert and aware and know where to go and know what to do. As I've told you before, um, this morning I think we're going to be okay, but it's going to be as we get late. Well, more so midday to late afternoon is when we're looking at the better opportunities to be hit again with some of this nasty weather. Unless you're watching me from, central Kentucky this morning, you're getting beat up right now with some pretty intense storms, even early in the morning. Okay, let's take a look at Kentucky mesonet temperatures as of 5 a.m. You've got where the rain is occurring mid to upper 60s to near 70 here, Bowling Green. Back to the west, very humid, just ahead of that stall boundary. You're already approaching the mid 70s. How about that rain yesterday? I'm curious myself. I haven't looked, so this is a first look. Look where that stripe is. Wow. So, here in Bowling Green, we picked up, let's say, over an inch of rain. The western part of Warren County, like out toward Browning and uh, maybe over toward Hadley, that's a lot of rain. Almost 2 inches there, just a little southeast of Morgantown in Butler County. 3 inches of rain, and there was flood warnings, flash flood warnings out for Ohio County yesterday. You picked up over 3 inches of rain, Muhlenberg County, 2 inches of rain. 3 inches of rain in Russellville. It was all right there. And that was that complex that came through yesterday morning. And then there was a little more added in the afternoon, but it was a little bit further east. So totaling it all up, some pretty impressive rainfall totals. But you go out to Metcalfe County, they barely got over 2/10 of an inch of rain, 3/10 of an inch of rain in Hart County. And then nothing, look at this, nothing back west, land between the lakes, nothing, maybe a sprinkle. And then it all just boom right there. And this is key because wherever these complexes set up and wherever they're steered around that dome of high pressure and where they come into our area, you can bet on some very heavy rainfall. So, where this is placed today, big question mark. It looks like we'll get hit again, or somewhere in southern Kentucky will get hit again, but just exactly who among you gets hit with those heavier rainfalls, that's still in question. And sometimes even the timing of those complexes rolling in here is questionable. So we'll just have to see how the day plays out. Looks like this morning everything's going to be fairly quiet until the sun comes up and things start popping back to the west of us, and we'll keep track of that. Okay, let's get to your long range, the 10-day blender. Definitely for the 4th of July weekend, hotter than the 4th of July. Yeah, temperatures will be hotter. But here's the thing. Yesterday, we were looking for highs to get up into the low 90s. We didn't even come close. 78 was the high temperature yesterday, which is 11 degrees cooler than the average of 89. So it was all because, and it was good that we kept the clouds and we kept some persistent rain in here for much of the day. That kept our temperatures down, but it also put a lid on any further severe weather development, even though there were a few more strong to severe criteria storms that formed in the afternoon. They weren't near as bad as what we had yesterday morning. And that's why they didn't get that bad. Remember, that second round was going to actually predicted to be worse than the first one. That was if the sun came out, but the sun didn't come out. So that was good that it didn't happen. But today we may have enough sun coming out for a while before things start to pop. So that's the concern. So I'm going to put a caveat here. If the sun comes out today, we're looking for a high in the mid 90s. This is showing 96. But again, the blender doesn't take into account these complexes. It tries to, but because the model differences and the timing differences and just the way things are all put together, sometimes when you mix it all up, it puts out, well, this is what we think is going to happen. This is what could happen. But again, today, if we get one of those complexes forming where the front is just west of us this morning, not the one that's way up in Iowa, but the one that still is yet to form west of us, if that gets going early, we won't make 90s. We'll do like yesterday. It'll be upper 70s to maybe low to mid 80s. So the high temperature today is kind of irrelevant. You know what I mean? I know most of you are like, well, what's the high going to be today? I don't know. Really? I don't know. It'll be somewhere between uh 78 and 96. That's the best I can tell you. But seriously, I mean, it's going to be that way. But just know, and now there is a heat advisory back into effect today because of that number. So if we see the sun for a while and we start to get in the 90s, heat advisory goes into effect. It's going to feel like it's above 100. That goes for tomorrow too, by the way. As you can see, 95. But again, when these complexes come in and they rain and rain, and we keep the clouds in here, we're not going to make those 90s next couple of days. So just know that. That's the little caveat that I'm talking about. By the way, at the airport, they picked up 7,700, so 3/4 of an inch of rain yesterday. I know it looked like more, and some of you did pick up in your backyard rain gauges a lot more than that, over an inch. So there you go. But we're going to relax the temperatures for sure a bit next week. So just there's your outlook. But the next couple of days, I'm telling you, it's going to be hard to graphically or physically, tangibly, I don't know if that's even a word, but you know what I mean. Here's a number. There's your high temperature. It's going to be next to impossible to come up with an accurate high temperature. It'll be like a broken clock 2 times a day. It's going to be accurate. That's my grandpa used to say that. And I'm like, what is he talking about? Now I get it. Okay, here's a look at the models and the model map showing again the high pressure located south of us in the Gulf, really just southern parishes of Louisiana. And so all these storms, when they form, go up and over the ridge and right into our area. There's the area of thunderstorms this morning over in central and eastern Kentucky. So let's put this in motion, go through the day. There's that complex up in Iowa that we're going to keep an eye on that's going to roll in here later. But something happens with some daytime heating under the dome a little bit. Oh, look at this. What is this? Well, this is where the low pressure system and that stall boundary is setting right over the Missouri boot heel. And so when it picks up on some daytime heating, boom, we're not going to wait on the complex. We're going to get some thunderstorms this afternoon. And some of these could be rather intense. And you see, they come right into southern Kentucky. This has nothing to do with these complexes. Look at this one back into Kansas, Nebraska. So here we go. This afternoon, this evening, severe weather on the table. Damaging wind, dark skies, dangerous lightning, gusty winds, hail, flooding rain, tornadoes, maybe. This environment, and you see this thing starts to bow out again, and here comes another one right behind it, and then another one right behind it, and here's another one right behind it. I mean, again, all of these are just going to keep going in that flow, not just today, but tomorrow, and then into Sunday, and into Monday and Tuesday. It's just a pattern that's going to be hard to break. And so any location placement again is a big question mark, but it looks like a pretty sure bet this afternoon. And here we go into tonight. Here's another one of those decaying, weakening complexes rolling in here with some thunderstorms during the nighttime. These don't look severe though. We get into Saturday, and here we go again. Watch. Boom. And this is going to be late afternoon into the evening hours. There's one. There's one. There's more back here trying to form. Here's a line trying to form along the front. This is all just a big mess. And each one of these will have a damaging wind threat and all the elements on the table. So we got to watch this carefully, especially if you're going to be outdoors. Here we go into Saturday evening. Oh, that doesn't look good. Into early Sunday morning. Look at that. Yikes. So looks like I'll be keeping weather stick and all of this in the red here for the next couple of days. All right, let's quickly go to, I know I'm running out of time here. I got to get to the radio station this morning, get the show on. Let me see here. We'll go through the 7-day pretty quick. I'm coming up on 20 minutes. I try not to go over that. But here we go. Log jam. Look at all this. What a mess. And you know what that means for our weather? What a mess. Expect more of what you've seen here's this morning's activity in eastern central and eastern Kentucky. Here's the logjam of systems. Here comes the afternoon. Boom. Evening. Boom. Tomorrow morning. Boom. Tomorrow afternoon. Boom. More boom. And I'm not talking necessarily fireworks here. Mother Nature fireworks. Rain. Lots of rain. Now we're going to start catching up on rainfall. That's a good thing out of all this. But it's the severe nature of the wind element, the hail, lightning, possible tornado threat, damaging winds, and all that makes this uh, unnerving. Here we go into Sunday and into Monday. The actual cold front finally makes some progress, but the thing is, we're still going to be in that dirty high, and the front stalls right there in Middle Tennessee. So that is going to keep us Monday into this is the 4th, Tuesday. Boom. More. Plan accordingly is all I can say. I know some of you yesterday were like, boy, as long as that lightning is out there like that, I'm not going to the grill. I'm not going to the lake. I'm not doing any. Yeah, that's you did good. But you need to plan and not assume that things are going to ease up enough where you can just go out anytime and fire up the grill and go to the lake and do whatever you're going to do. You're going to have to take precaution and keep your weather radio on with you if you can. If not, get alerts on your phone from I don't care who. It doesn't matter to me. TV, weather service, weather channel. Get alerts. Something on your phone to alert you. Please do that. And then you're just going to have to plan your 4th of July celebrations finessely. You're going to have to finesse it as best you can, okay? Please do that. In the meantime, headed to the radio station, Sam 100.7. We're still making a few adjustments. If you've listened, we're back on the air, but a few adjustments because there's some odd noises going on when you listen. We're going to fix that this morning. Since the power hit and all that, it just messed up a few things. But we'll fine tune that and get it sounding like it should this morning. But I'll be on from 6 to 10. I have more Thunderfest passes to give away this morning because it is tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, gates open at 3. So that, maybe some Beach Bend tickets. So listen this morning if you can. And then when severe weather hits today, I'll do this again, but I'll do it live on our YouTube channel. Okay. In the meantime, God bless you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the radio.